Hello and welcome to North Star Stamper. I'm Susan Kramer. I'm an independent Stampin' Up! Demonstrator in Woodbury, Minnesota. Thank you for joining me today. Let's see if I can move this light out of the way. Glares, they bother me. Then you can't concentrate on what I'm working on here. You know, I'm consistently North Star Stamper across the internet. Thank you for finding me and liking, subscribing, and commenting and all those things so more people can find the things that I do. Today on NorthStarStamper.com, I posted about price increases, and I've talked about that a little bit. If you have already gotten your new catalog, you'll see the new price the price increases in this catalog. But I spell them out. There's a handful of things that are going up by $2 to $4. Sadly, the white envelopes, which I love our white envelopes, they're so smooth. So I haven't decided what I'm doing about that yet. Most of the increases are 50 cents to $1.50. So, inching their way up slowly, right? So, thank you for joining me today. Let me get rid of that. And let me know if you got yours. I know one of you did. Mine came today, I think. And good thing it's in this plastic because we have storms coming, but I think they're going to stay south of us. So it was a good thing it was in plastic. I'm excited about this catalog. They brought back a number of things that they omitted in the last annual and the current mini. So I refer to pages in here when appropriate. So, we are having 2 times rewards, April 15 to 17. I know one of you ordered today. I will reach out and offer something to you, because you obviously didn't see my Facebook post before you ordered. I don't know when you ordered and when I posted, so maybe I did post after you ordered. But anyway, I will reach out to you. So we're talking about the April product of the month. Let's see if I can get some comments. Usually I do have comments. Let me do that. See if that's better. There they are. Hello, Mom and Dad, and hello, Alma. Alma got her new catalog. Good. I have some things to share, but they're online exclusive, so they're not in your catalog. But look through that. There's some fun things in there. Okay, so the product of the month, with a $75 order, you can get this die. It's a single die for $5. If you like using florals on your projects, I do have some die cut for you. Oh, that's what I was going to do. If your cutting plates look like this, you may not get a good die cut. Something you can try if they do look like that, I have this parchment paper from the dollar store or Dollar Tree, I think it's called. Little pieces of parchment. If you have wax paper parchment in your kitchen, they would work as well. And I put that, so the way I have been die cutting them, and I'll show you it in a minute, I take my plate, and so if your plate looks like this, it'll cut better than a plate that looks like this. A brand new one with no etching on it would be even better. So in my machine, I will take a plate, the die, this, my parchment paper, and then a piece of cardstock, and then, where's my other plate? And then another plate on top, and then that's the sandwich I run through my machine. The parchment will help you get the tiny little pieces, because look at those flowers. All those tiny little pieces have to come out if you want a nice clean cut. So it's a little puddly. What's the word I want? Fidgety and putsy. That was an interesting combination of words. Okay, let's get back to it. So this was my first one, I think, and no, that's not my first one. I don't know what happened to my first one. It does cut these petals just a little bit, so that'll be fun. In the card I'm going to make with a different piece, I will do that, and I'll put those up. You can see the die is 6 by 4 1/4, so it's bigger than a card front. Let me grab a card to show you. So that it covers the entire card front. So you have to decide what part of your die you want to use on your card. So that's what I have to share. All right, so here's a nice one that is well cut. And so this is what was left from the parchment paper. I think I might actually use this on a card. It's so dainty. I think that'd make a really good layer on a baby girl card. So let me put that aside. And I'm going to show you the other things I'm using here. So there's that. Get rid of my plate. There's that. All right, so here's a new product. This is on the online exclusives. It's not in the catalog, but it will be available May 5th, Thomas's birthday. So the Sweet Words and Labels stamp and coordinating dies. Look at all these dies. I've used these two that layer very nicely. You can see I didn't poke everything out there, but there are 18 dies in here. Look at the layers, and we'll be able to create frames using 2 of these layers and all the details and the dots. And we have acorns and we have leaf. So if you read the words, we have one here that says, "Oh, bother." And let's see. Old friends are the best friends. And there is another bundle, maybe I'll talk about this next week, called, the suite is called Silly Old Bear. Can you guess which bear that might be? I was so excited when this came out that I bought it immediately. So I will let you put in the comments if you know who Silly Old Bear is. Okay, so I will show you what we're working with. Besides this, I cut the die using vellum. And I will confess, this is not Stampin' Up vellum. Stampin' Up vellum is heavier than this. This was cheap vellum from Michael's because I wanted to have a lot of it. And then I have a card base of fresh freesia. I thought this Blackberry Bliss would look really nice under my die there. So you would really see those flowers pop. Let's see if comments aren't coming through. I have to refresh and then click on it again. So there we are. Hi, Jean Schiller. Nice to see you watching. And yes, Mom and Dad, you're right. It's Winnie the Pooh. Oh, I'm so excited. I actually bought 4 packs of the paper already. 1 came with my suite, and I could buy 2 more. Okay, so we have fresh freesia card base. Blackberry Bliss, just a layer, an 1/8 of an inch, so a 16th of an inch reveal all the way around. And then we're going to put this here. And then I used one of those dies. I think it was this one. I don't know. One of the dies to create this. Because if you remember with vellum, you have to be very careful about your adhesive. It'll show through. If I put any adhesive here, it'll show through. Have to decide which way I want this to go. I think I do want it this way, so you can see more of that. Okay, I'm going to set this aside. So my idea here is to put this as a layer. I think I have it cut just right. So my vellum is like a 1/4 of an inch smaller than my white piece. I wonder if that should not have been... I think it'll be fine. I was thinking maybe a different color than white. And I'm going to, you can see I've started a little bit here. I'm going to poke or bend up these flower petals just a little bit so you see more of the Blackberry Bliss underneath. So it's kind of fun. Like I said, it took me a few times to get it working, I'll say properly. But I think it's worth the effort. So I'm just using my thumb to bend these up a little so you can see it behind it. So what I'm going to do is use some tear and tape. Oh, I trimmed my nails and now I can't get the tear and tape going. We'll go like this. I don't think that die had a right or wrong on this side. So I'm going to put tear and tape in my corners. They can be bigger than that. And that's what's going to adhere the adhesive. Actually, I can adhere the adhesive to this and then put more adhesive on the corners to adhere. You'll see in a minute. Let's just do this. So pull up my liners. Maybe. Oh, you know I can't do this when I'm on a live video. We'll leave that one for a minute. Oh dear. All right. We're going to burnish this really well. That way the adhesive will stick to the paper and let the liner come up. There we go. And then I am using some ephemera from, here, hold on, let me get this just right. I'm going to go down as far as I can. I don't want it up. Let's do it this way. So my vellum is smaller. And it should just go like that. It's too big. All right, that's all right. That's why we have scissors. And I will just trim this off. So I'm using some ephemera. I don't have pre-stamped and colored and all that, but I have some ephemera packs, and I noticed that the flowers I'm using, the flower and leaves, are currently on the Last Chance. So check out the Last Chance products. Okay, I'm going to push that down. Let's see how we're doing here. Oh, isn't that pretty? Let's move some of these up also. Now that I know which flowers are showing. I'm going to put some flowers down here, so I won't bother with those. Have you noticed this product of the month on my website? Let me know in the comments. Some of the product of the months are selling out. Not the same month they're released, but we started in December, and I believe December and January's products are gone. I think February, March, and April's are all still available. So if you don't like this one and you didn't get February or March, you can still get those. But you only get one of each. All right, so let's put some more tear and tape. This is a nice strong adhesive. A little bit more. And I do have quite a bit of tear and tape on hand because it comes in many of our kits. We'll have tear and tape in them, and sometimes I use it in a kit, sometimes I don't. They include it because they want it to be all inclusive, our kits, and they can't really send liquid glue, right? So it's tear and tape and glue dots and dimensionals in our kits. Have you checked out our kits too? So every month they release at least 2, if not 3 kits in our kits collection. That's where you want to look on my website. I do have the kit that was released in April, one of them. It had like sunsets kind of thing. Look at that. Oh, isn't that pretty? And then lighthouse, palm trees, and sailboat, I think. I don't remember, but I haven't made it. Oh, I watched somebody the other day. She put 4 little dots and then a little dot in the middle. I'm going to make it a heart, and we'll say a prayer for whoever gets this card. So I thought that was interesting. So she uses a lot less glue than I do. So I have a very small reveal here. This was 4 1/8 by 5 3/8 was my Blackberry Bliss. Isn't that pretty already? I really like it. So let's see what kind of ephemera I found in my box. I found some leaves. And I really like the copper here. I think I might use the butterfly. And then this is what the flower looked like, but you get 2 of them. And I really didn't like this light green. So I took, I have everything in the box here. I took some blends, and this was light and dark Old Olive and the light Granny Apple Green. They were just greens I liked. And I added that to the leaves and the stem here. So this was before and this is my after. I probably should have used Garden Green because I think that's the one there, but that's right. So we're going to use that flower. Here, I'll show you real quick what I did. I took light Old Olive, and this is very forgiving. I just kind of outlined. I'll just do one line, and then I colored it in. Kind of messy, and I think I added where the white was. I put the granny apple green, then I put a little bit of dark Old Olive, and I went over it with light Old Olive again. And then when I was looking at this piece I'm going to use, I decided to take my dark Old Olive and just add those veins like they have on that. So that's how it went from this to that. You can do the same thing with the flower. If I wanted to make it darker to go with the Blackberry Bliss, I could add Blackberry Bliss, but I didn't grab those. All right, something else that I found in my boxes were some of these. And this was very messy, so I will show you just before I end my video how I colored these. I'll show you the product. And I forgot to see if this was still current. These metallic basics, because I want to use the copper here. I took the copper, and at first I dotted it on there, and that was taking too long. And then I smeared it with my finger, which is why I'm going to wait till the end of my video to do this. And that still took too long. So what I do is I put some on my finger, and then I smear it on this die cut. And this was a basic beige die cut. I think this was in the branching out dies. Sorry, I think that's retired already, sadly. Okay. But what I wish I had done, and I will do, remind me if I forget. Oh, hold on. There we go. What I'm going to do is use a piece of Blackberry Bliss, and when I put the copper on here, I'm going to use it like a mask, so you can, it looks like it's bent. Let's see. There. So when I put the copper on there, we're going to get the negative effect on here, and I thought that would be pretty on a different card. So I'll leave this out so I remember to do this before we're done. So that I found this was my first one, and it didn't cut all the way. You can see there's a lot of these little pieces. Sorry, back to the die. These aren't even cut. They're kind of indented, but they're not completely cut. It'll still make a beautiful background, and I will use it, but it's just not the effect that the die is supposed to give you. Okay, so let's see how we're doing here. So I thought this and this, maybe just one, because I think you're supposed to do things in odd numbers. And I kind of like this with this. Tell me what you think of that. And then maybe the butterfly up here. And then we can use some of these other pieces on the inside. And this is a layer for the inside. Let's see what other pieces. I'll show you some of the ephemera. I believe these flowers. Can you see this? I just put them in an old kit box. And they're on over there. I actually use them more during my videos than I do when I'm not on a video. But I had some options for other flowers. Again, I can change the color with a blend very easily. Lots of die cuts. Where's another flower that I was thinking of using? I don't see it. But we do have some new ephemera packs coming out that are more, what's the word I want? Festive. There's a birthday cake and those kinds of things. Oh my goodness, I look outside at my window and it looks stormy. I hope I don't lose power. Although my phone wouldn't lose power, I would just lose the light. Lose the light. It is very dark and very eerie looking. I haven't heard the sirens yet, so there's no tornadoes. So I might use one of these as, let's see, what do we have here? Happy Birthday in Black? No. I don't know if these are still available or not. Best wishes. Oh, that looks good. We'll just do that. Put these aside. Oh, wrong flower. Did you tell me that was the wrong flower? How's that? I think that'll be good. And we'll put this right there. Okay. Let's grab a couple more tips for you along the way here. I'm just going to put this down. Let's trim this a little bit so that we have a round piece there at the top. There we go. So to put adhesive on this piece, sorry if I'm missing comments, let me check them again. I have to refresh my computer screen. I don't know why. Nope. Okay. Just checking. So on your Take Your Pick tool, there is a spatula. And I know my teammate Nan will do this if you're watching. This was her tip. So let's say this was already adhered and I left this middle section. She will put some adhesive on her spatula and then put it underneath like that to get it to lay flat. I've done that a few times with leaves and flowers and those sorts of things. So I can put it on with the spatula. I'm trying to be very gentle and just kind of dot it on there. I know somebody who uses a toothpick. You could put it into the adhesive. You may have a gentle hand and just put it on with the bottle. I did not use the adhesive sheet on that. Do we want 2 of them or just 1? Oh, I think it needs 2. Oh, that came up. We're going to lay that. All right. So just dab, dab, dab. I think that should be enough. Put it just like that. Tap, tap, tap. All right, get my mess out of the way. And let's see what I have. So I think I told you about the glue I bought in January, this Tombow liquid glue. It froze on the way here, and Stampin' Up was awesome about replacing it. So I had bought 2 bottles because I go through quite a bit of it. They said they sent me 2, but I only got 1, so I contacted them the day after it arrived, and they sent me another one. That needs to go higher. I will just tilt it. That works. And then the flower will go over that gluey mess right there. We're going to put this on dimensionals. So this came together very quickly with that ephemera. So take a peek at the ephemera on my website. If you like quick cards, or there's a whole bunch of flowers there. If you just get tired, maybe you get tired of the flowers you have. The flower pack might be kind of nice. Or if you don't always have the right sentiment, check out there's a sentiment pack as well. All right. They're just kind of fun to have on hand to make 1 or 2 cards with. I think you get 2 sheets of each design, so you get to play a little bit. All right, this is the one that I have my... Oh, that's nice. Just like that. And then we'll put this here. So I'm only going to put dimensionals under the wishes side. Because this is already popped up on dimensionals, I'm going to take a glue dot. Oh, sorry. Have I been out of camera? I forgot to watch my video. All right, I'm going to put a glue dot under the best. And then it is... Oh, there we go. Just like that. Oh, did I forget to take the... I did. Forgot to take the liners off the dimensionals. Look at that. Nice little... Oh, that's crooked. Is that straight? Hold on. And then when I put things down, I haven't pushed too hard yet. I can actually pick it up with that. Hold on. Hold on. There we go. All right, and then the butterfly. So it'll tie in the copper, and these are already sticky, so I'm going to put it, I kind of don't like the top of this one, so I'm going to put it right there. And push that down. Let's see about the inside. Make sure that's the right way. Oh, I was afraid I had done that upside down. Good thing I didn't. All right, let's try Melissa's way. A couple dots, 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 and then we'll put our... This would be nice to have a best wishes card on hand. My kids going to weddings and whatnot. All right, let's see. Maybe some of these copper flowers on the inside. Why not? In the two corners, outside corners, just like that. And I didn't do any stamping, did I? Oh my goodness. And I love stamping. That's so sad. I might find something to stamp on here. But anyway, there's my card. Let's see if you have any questions. I think we're good. I will refresh one more time to make sure I didn't miss anything. I think we're good. So thank you for joining me. Where'd my catalog go? Here it is. I'm excited for this to go live on May 5th. So there you have it. The Eyelet, what's it called? Eyelet Blooms die is the April product of the month. So there we go. Reach out if you have any questions. Thanks for joining me today. Take care, everybody. Bye.